Me record. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thanks all for joining. Happy Diwali and happy Govardhan Puja. Hope you are all are in festive mood. So let us remember the Lord during this festive mood also. Okay. So as we all see, like we already covered the foundational topic. Okay. How the four yugas are there and for each yuga, what is the prescribed duty to reach Lord, and what is the duration of the yuga, and what is the duration of the living entities, like lifespan. So that we have seen. Then we saw like what is the difference between the qualities of Vishnu, Shiva, and Krishna. So why Krishna been called as Supreme Personality of Godhead? So that also we have seen, like how Vishnus are coming from Krishna. Okay, that we have seen. Then why Krishna been called as Bhagavan? That also we have seen. Then what is the context behind the Bhagavad Gita war? How it was formed and why it was coming into the picture. And Krishna didn't want this war to happen, but it is due to Duryodhana's desire to enjoy without giving anything to Pandavas. So the war was inevitable, though the context was war, but the content was how to live our life. It is a Bhagavad Gita is a manual for our life, how to progress in our life. Okay, in the bhakti. So the chapter one is called as it is the whole Bhagavad Gita is segmented as like a 18 chapter and a 700 slokas. So chapter one is called Observing the Armies in the Battlefield of Kurukshetra, where the Pandavas and Kauravas as armies are assembled. And then the Shankas been blown and the war was about to start, but at the time Arjuna giving like a five reason not to fight. Okay, so he's giving the compassion for the bodily platform, then enjoyment, whatever he's going to enjoy, he's going to get, he's not going to enjoy anything. Saintliness, fearful of sinful reaction. Then a distraction of the family tradition, and he's unable to take any decision. So in the second chapter, the contents of the Gita summarized, where he surrenders to Krishna from the friendly form to the disciple form. So that is how then Krishna is talking about the Shankhya Yoga, which is nothing but the analytical study of the matter and the spirit, where the characteristics of the soul been mentioned by Krishna. So 30 characteristics of the soul. Okay, the soul is Huh? The soul is like indestructible. It can't be submerged in the water. It can't be put into the fire. So likewise, he is explaining. Then he's talking about the karma kanda, where as Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. So please fight. If you are not fighting, you are going to get the bad karma. So then he's talking about the buddhi yoga, nishkama karma yoga, where you work, but at the same time, you give the results to me. You surrender the results to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that two things will happen. One is you are not going to take birth in this material world, and you are not going to have any sinful reaction. So that is how Lord is elevating from the Sankhya philosophy to the Karma Kanda to the Karma Yoga or Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then Arjuna has queries how the symptoms of the self-realized soul would be. The Sthita Prajna, then Krishna is answering. He will have a steady mind, neither happiness nor sorrow moment, he will not express, and he will take all the situation as the will of the Lord, and has been the given by the Lord or approved by the Lord. So that is how he will take it. Okay. Then one who is not connected to Krishna consciousness or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he will not be able to have any steady mind. Since no steady mind, he will not have any peace, and since he don't have peace, there is no happiness also. So that is how he is ending. In the third chapter, it is Karma Yoga, where Arjuna is asking why you are engaging in this ghastly warfare if renunciation is a better than the fruitive activities. What Arjuna misunderstood, the renunciation as renunciation of the work. It is not renunciation of the work, it is renunciation in the work. Okay. So he should not do the tyaga of the work. He should do the tyaga of the results of the work. Okay. That is what the meaning is. Hope everyone understood this particular thing because this is very, very important. Then Krishna says, okay, why and how it is important for everyone to carry out their duty like a King Janaka. Even Krishna also performing the duties by himself, though nothing been allocated to him, to set the right example for the future generation. Okay. Then he's talking about why Varna Dharma been created, how the demigod and men and the Vedas correlation been given. Then immediately Arjuna is asking, okay, then what is compelling he has to. Then Krishna is talking about the most important sloka, like a 3.30, which is purpose of the Bhagavad Gita, Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasa Adhyatma Chetasya. Then then immediately Arjuna is asking, what is okay, we know all these things, but still we commit the sinful activities. What is the complete reason? Then Krishna says it is lust only, Arjuna. Due to the lust, we are getting forced to do the material things. If lust is fulfilled, it becomes the greed. If lust is unfulfilled, it becomes the anger. So that is how he says these three are like a gateways to the hell. Fourth chapter, then the fourth chapter, transcendental knowledge. So where Krishna says, okay, I explained this to sun god Vivaswan and Vivaswan to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. Okay, but through the disciplic succession, the succession was broken. So Krishna is whenever there is a decline in religious practice and religion, predominant of a religion, the time a Krishna appears millennium after millennium to protect the devotees and to annihilate the miscreants. So that's how he's saying that. Okay, then immediately okay, Arjuna is having a query. Sun god is a very old in age. How can I understand? So then immediately Krishna says, okay, no, all the life whatever you pass, only the current life you have you remember, but I remember the past, present, and the future of all the living entities. So that is how he says, and immediately ye tamam prapadyante, then janma karma chame divyam, all these sloka been mentioned over there. Then how to elevate oneself to the transcendental knowledge. First he's explaining about the transcendental knowledge about Krishna, then how to apply that transcendental knowledge to work. Okay, in our daily work, that he's saying, okay, we have to work, but work without the attachment or without the expectation of the result. Okay, attachment to the result. Then understanding karma on the platform of jnana. Okay, how the transcendental knowledge can be applied, that we have seen. Then now we are into a sacrifices led to transcendental knowledge. So how the brahmachari will sacrifice. Okay, he will sacrifice his hearing process, his eating process. How the grahastha will sacrifice. Okay, he will sacrifice his time to do the more services. He will sacrifice his what to say, his earnings, to do more sacrifice. Then how the vanaprastha, like a sannyasi, will do the sacrifice. They will do preaching to others, as a sacrifice to the human society. Okay. So this is what we are seeing. Let's see from 30 to 33 we will cover today. 30. सर्वे अपि एते यज्ञविदो यज्ञशपिता कल्मषः यज्ञशिष्टामृतो भुजो yanti brahma sanatanam. Kalmasha means of sinful reaction. Okay. All these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reaction. So if anyone does the sacrifice, okay, then they become cleansed of sinful reaction. That is the reason in this Kali Yuga, what is a way to sacrifice? what is a prescribed way, like, okay, the best way, like, to do the sacrifices, Sankirtana Yajna, correct? When we do the Sankirtana Yajnas, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we chant like this, like all our sinful reaction will be cleansed, okay? And having tasted the nectar of the results of sacrifice, okay, while we are tasting the nectar of the results of the sacrifice, they advance towards the supreme eternal atmosphere. So that is how we elevate ourselves from the material platform to the supreme platform, or the Goloka Vrindavan, or the eternal atmosphere, supreme destination, only by doing these kind of sacrifices, which is prescribed for that yuga. Okay, Hare Krishna. So the next sloka, Nayam Lokosti Ayajnasya Kuto Anya Kuru Sattama. I think this is the smallest sloka in the Bhagavad Gita because it comes only two lines. Okay. Oh, best of the Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet or in this life. What then of the next? The same thing we have seen, correct? Like, okay, in the second chapter, Nasti Buddhira Yuktasya Nacha Yuktasya Bhavana Nacha Bhavayata Santir Asantasya Kutastukam. How the happiness or peace will be there? It will never be. Okay. The second chapter. This is how we need to link it. In the 4.31 also. Oh, best of the Kuru dynasty. Without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet. Okay. No one can live happily. We can say on a material platform, or like only for namesake, oh, how are you? I'm very happy. I'm good. Like this is how we say. But in this material world, everyone is burning out of like their sense pleasure and their desire to achieve more, etc., etc. Okay. So with that too, without sacrifice, it can one can never be live happily. At least if we are doing the Sankirtana Yajna, at least like okay, we are connected to the Lord, we are doing the service to Lord, and Lord is and his devotees, so we can be happy. But if we are not doing the sacrifice, we can never live happily. Okay. So on this planet, it is not only, okay, Dubai. I can be happy in my hometown. I can be happy in, like, okay, when I visit Malaysia, Singapore, or US. No, it is very clearly say one can never live happily on this planet. Okay, wherever you go, you can never be happy, or in this life also. Okay, so unless we do sacrifice, we can never be happy, or we can never be uh in this life also, or this plan. What then of the next second? Then what to do? Okay, so if you can't be happy in this life, how you can be happy in the next life? Okay, it can never be, correct? Then the 4.32, Evam Bahuvida Yajna Vitata Brahmano Mukhe Karmajan Viditan Sarvan Evam Nyatva Vimokshaye. Vimokshaye means, mokshaye means like, okay, liberation, correct? Mokshaye Shami Masuchaka, correct? Uh, but Vimokshaye means you will be liberated. All these different types of sacrifices are approved by the Vedas. What are those different sacrifices? Hearing process, hearing process, chanting process. Okay, all these are the sacrifice, and all of them are doing Ekadashi. Okay, doing a Kartik Vrata, or doing like, okay, Govardhan Parikrama, or doing what to say. Visiting dam, all these things are nothing but sacrifice. Okay, all these different type of sacrifices are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different types of work. Okay, knowing them as such, you will become liberated. So only knowing that, okay, I need to do this sacrifice, if I do, I will get benefit. Like by knowing that, one will get liberated. So that has to be understood. श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञात् ज्ञानयज्ञपरन्तप सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ ज्ञाने परिष्माप्यते. O chastiser of the enemy. The sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. So, what is saying? Like the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. So, sacrifice done in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possession. Okay, I am doctor or I am engineer. Like, let me come to the temple as a devotee, not the doctor or engineer or like a politician, etc., etc. When we have to perform the sacrifice with the on the platform of knowledge, okay, Lord is the supreme. He controls everything. He only given me this knowledge. He can take away this knowledge anytime. Likewise, we need to be always thankful and showing our gratitude to the Supreme Lord. Then only like we no, there is no way like we can repay to Lord for whatever He has given. But only in this way we can purify ourselves. Okay. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. Who is that knowledge? Knowledge is nothing but Krishna. Okay, because Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasha Shriyaka Yashasha Jnana Vairagya. Jnana means like the knowledge, correct? That is what Forbes, correct? Forbe. E is education, which is nothing but knowledge. Okay. So that knowledge comes from Krishna. So that is what we need to understand. With this, we will just stop. I want to cover something on the Govardhan also. Hare Krishna 29. 29 we have seen. 30 is results of sacrifices. Okay. It cleanses like a sinful reaction and advance towards the supreme. Okay. That has to be understood. Um, Common aim is like to control the senses and engage our senses to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Correct? 31, sacrifice essential to live happily. So if one wants to live happily, then he has to either perform the devotional service or connect to the Lord. Then only anyone can be happy in this life or even the next life also. Okay. So that is how the loophole is. Sinful life is like a due to ignorance, they will do lot of like a material activities and they will go like a the punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. But human form of life is like a given to perform the devotional service as prescribed in the Vedas. So that has to be understood and that has to be performed. Okay. So this the desire, how that desire like becomes what to say, like okay, it would be coming into the sinful reaction. So the avidya leads to like a bija, the bija leads to like the papam, we will commit the papam leads to suffering. That papam like a has two things. One is prarabdha papam, aprarabdha. Aprarabdha means like a unmanifested reaction. It is not at uh, the seed will not grow, correct? Like it is on a very initial stage. That is what aprarabdha. Prarabdha means like a manifested reaction. We committed something for that reason, like we are suffering. That is a prarabdha karma. Aprarabdha karma means okay, it is not at in a mature state. We just committed that mistake. Sooner or later, like we may get the punishment. So that is what we need to understand. And avidya, all this ignorance lead us like for to do the sinful reaction. So that sinful reaction gives like the kutam and the papam. How the sinful desires give sinful reaction as well as disposition, then that becomes like the prarabdha and aprarabdha. So that is what the connection is. Then 32, sacrifices are born of like a different types of work and culminate in transcendental knowledge. Okay. If I do my karma yoga in a better manner, okay, I will get the knowledge. If I do bhakti yoga in a better manner, I will get the knowledge. If I do likewise, like there are various jnana yoga. If I do properly, like then I will get the benefit. Okay, that is what the sacrifice means. Okay. The why variety of sacrifice? Because some may work either with only body, okay, they do only physical service. Some may do like a only in the mind, or okay, they may be good on taking the classes. Some may be like a very intelligent to analyze, okay, what is needed for a devotee. So that is the reason Krishna gives various sacrifices. He didn't say, okay, you follow only one path. No, I suggest to follow one path, but I give like the varieties. When we go to restaurant, we always wanted, okay, what are the menu? Because we need to pick and choose. We wanted not everyone would be on the same level of like okay, same taste, correct? Some wants the spicy food, or some wants the sattvic food. Some wants like okay, medium food. Likewise, so restaurant gives the combination of like a many, correct? The similar way, even Krishna also does it. He gives various sacrifices. Okay, for Brahmana different sacrifice, Kshatriya different sacrifice, Shudra are like okay, the Vaishnava it is different sacrifice. Okay, so purpose of all sacrifices, we have to achieve the complete knowledge. That knowledge is like a better than doing all the other fruity work. Okay, that is what been mentioned. Uh, Hare Krishna. With this, we will just stop the Bhagavad Gita section of it. Any doubt till now? Any doubt?
No, Prabhu, it's okay.
Okay, okay. Hare Krishna. So we all know today the Govardhan Puja been celebrated like in many part of the world. So including Vrindavan. So hope everyone knows about the Govardhan Leela. So I'm not going to dive into the Govardhan pastime because uh, let's dive like what is a representation of the Govardhan. So Govardhan Leela is very unique because it given the opportunity for all the Gopas and Gopis to get united under one shelter. Like, okay, otherwise the Gopis were seeing Krishna during the evening time. Gopas were playing with Krishna during the morning time. The parents are like with Krishna in the night time. But night time, like Gopis and Gopas couldn't able to meet Krishna. But this Govardhan uh, i- is the Leela such like, okay, it unites all the Vrajavasis first. The second is it given us everyone the opportunity to be with Krishna for 7 days and 7 nights continuously. So that is a very uniqueness of like a Govardhan Leela because not in many Leela where all got the opportunity to be with Krishna. But in Govardhan Leela, the entire Vrajavasis been under the shelter of like a Govardhan and they were able to see Krishna. That is one of the uniqueness. The second thing is, huh? Hmm. The second thing is uh, how Krishna, though Indra was a devotee of Krishna, though he committed the mistake, okay, he given the toughest time for Vrajavasis than many demons. Indra's reign was most toughest situation for Rajavasis than many demons whomsoever like came to kill Krishna because they created some nominal disturbances. But Indra created very tough situation due to this torrential rains. Okay, in spite of that, uh, Krishna didn't kill Indra or didn't remove Indra from his position. He given the opportunity to humble his devotee because he is a devotee of the Lord, he given the opportunity. As Krishna gives to many of us, all of us, many lifetime. I don't know. We don't know like how many lifetime Krishna has given or how many lifetime we were separated from Krishna and how many lifetime is pending to go back to Krishna. We don't know hardly, correct? Like a but this Govardhan will this Govardhan Leela, via this Govardhan Leela, Krishna given the opportunity to Indra. Okay, first he was trying to uplift the humble devotee who is Govardhan, and he given the punishment or he want to humble the proud devotee who is Indra. So that is another thing. Krishna never rejects. Okay, he may he may give us like some tough situation to go through because of our karma, but he never rejects. Okay, so that has to be understood. Then this Govardhan, first time, hope everyone knows, like okay, how that Govardhan came into Vrindavan. What is that?
Radharani was
Dronachal. No, no, no.
Radharani will ask Krishna, like if three of these items are there,
No,
I
no, no,
can.
that is fine. Like there is a mount of Himalaya. Okay, the king of Himalaya mountain. His name is called Dronachal. Okay, that is Dronachal's son only, Govardhan. Okay, he was initially Govardhan was in Himalaya mountain. Okay, so one time Pulastya Muni goes to Dronachal and asks, okay, can I just take Govardhan to get the benefit or like to get more devotion service, to perform more devotion service? Then Dronachal says, okay, no, you ask Govardhan and I am fine with it, okay? So that is how the Pulastya Muni approaching Dronachal and he's approaching Govardhan and Govardhan says, okay, fine, I can come with you with one condition wherever you put me, okay, you can lift me and go wherever you want, and where once you put down, I will not move from there, okay. Then Pulastya Muni was like carrying from Himalaya mountain. He reached Vrindavan. He reached Vrindavan. So after reaching Vrindavan, like he got the nature call. So he just kept Govardhan on the land of Vrindavan, and he went to finish his nature call. And coming and he's asking like to lift Govardhan. But the Govardhan says, no, 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 you need to remember that condition. I can't be lifted because once you put me in the place where you put, I can't move from there. So then Pulasya Muni cursing Govardhan because Pulasya Muni didn't want that to put in the Vrindavan. But Govardhan wanted like to be in Vrindavan so that he can be useful in the pastimes of Vrindavan and like a pastime of Krishna. Okay, so then Pulasya Muni is cursing. Okay, since you are saying like this, I am cursing every day. You will reduce by one mustard seed's size. So even if today, if you seen Govardhan 50 or 500 years back, and now the Govardhan, like it would be shrinking. So by a mustard seed size on every day. Okay, that is what. And Govardhan also was happy due to this because by the time Krishna came into Vrindavan and performing this Leela, at the time Govardhan was like, okay, come to a very nominal size from the very gigantic size so that he can assist on the Krishna Leela, in the Krishna Leela. Okay, that is what Govardhan wanted, like because he want to be part of the Krishna Leela and Krishna's pastime. So that is how like it has been the main aspect of like okay, Krishna Lila. So this one of the other pastime also. How Govardhan was like a very humble to perform to get the rain to Vrindavan to for all the cows like to get herding. Okay, all the grass being fed like from the Govardhan mountain. All the gopas and gopis like were playing in Govardhan, so it given all the opportunity like a for performing all these pastime. Okay, that is how we also need to use our life like a to perform the devotion service in the fullest of the manner. Hare Krishna. So this the Govardhan pastime. So please pray to Govardhan so that because in Vrindavan, two or three things are very, very important. One is like a Govardhan, the other is like a Yamuna, and one another thing is like these three things. If it is there in Vrindavan, then only Radharani will agree to come to Vrindavan. Correct? So that is very important. So Govardhan, there is one sloka. The sloka goes like, okay, Govardhanataram Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavaj Sanam Govindam Gopika Priyam Ganataram Vande. This is a very important sloka, so please all recite. Yeah. Govardhanataram Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavemishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam. I worship the lifter of the Govardhan hill, who has the beautiful form of a covered boy and who continuously play with the Gopas. He is the Lord of Gokula, wherein every day is a festival. Okay. Govardhanataram Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavemishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam. Okay. Hare Krishna. Any feedback or any comments?
Prabhu, you said in Vrindavan three things. One is the Yamuna and the Govardhan. What was the third thing you said,
Third
Prabhu?
one, I don't know, problem. Like I think Vraja, the entire Vraja is also uh,
Yeah,
important.
okay,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
I'm not
Okay,
sure,
Prabhu.
like,
Thank you,
but
Prabhu.
I think that is the one. Yes, the this one would be there. The Govardhan Hill has to be there. Yamuna has to be there. And one other thing, I could not able to see. I think the entire Vrindavan also. Yeah. Any other thing, Prabhu?
No, Prabhu. That's it.
Yeah. So if no further queries, like I request everyone to be meditate upon the Govardhan and please pray for every one of us spiritual and devotion, sorry, healthy and spiritual progress. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thanks all for joining. Okay, with your permission, let me stop the recording and